Donald Trump lashing out at critics both inside and outside the GOP as huge swaths of the Republican Party have now entered panic mode. So what's the immediate political fallout, and what does Washington look like the day after the election? Let's go to Swain and Adriana Cohen. Guys, there are several scenarios. Let's say that Donald Trump wins and the GOP has the majority in Congress. Carol, I mean, that sounds like a pretty easy scenario to smooth things over. But there's a lot of wounded folks out there right now.
I think that if Donald Trump wins, that he will work to build a coalition, and that he will even try to bring along some of the Democrats, especially the Black caucus. They complain about the Democrats, their own party members, not doing very much for African Americans. They will get an opportunity to work with the president, who's pledged to do more than any other president has done in recent years. And so I think that Donald Trump would have a great opportunity to do some things that haven't been done before and to reorganize the government so it's more efficient.
But, Adriana, let's say Donald Trump doesn't win. Paul Ryan keeps his position as Speaker. Will we look back at this as a moment in time when there was a revolt that was put down within the Republican Party? Or does something else come out of this, something more long-lasting?
Well, I think that if Donald Trump loses, what Americans are going to see is just 4 more years of the same status quo.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what happens within the Republican Party, though. I mean, you know, listen, we've had a few elections ago. It was about the religious right, and you know, of course, there was a silent majority. There's always been these sort of plates, you know, sort of shifting plates, if you will. Will something emerge out of this, a brand new Republican Party, even if Donald Trump loses? I don't think he's going to go away, and certainly I don't think his influence will.
I think we'll end up with a third party.
Sorry, Adriana, go ahead.
Yeah, Charles, I think you're absolutely right, because a lot of Trump supporters, there's millions of them. If he doesn't win, they're going to blame the establishment for, you know, revolting against Trump, not supporting him in a time of crisis, or even throughout the entire campaign, basically.
I got to put you, ladies, I want to put you on pause just for 1 second. President Obama is down in Florida. We're going to take a quick peek. He's at a rally, of course, there for Hillary Clinton. Is he going to speak yet? Okay. And he's taking off the jacket. Okay.
It's good to be in North Carolina. Let me begin by saying what an honor it was to have Judge Pryor introduce me here today. The extraordinary work that he has done. I love you back. I love North Carolina.
I said Florida, but that's President Obama in North Carolina, of course, a swing state that is within the margin of error. I want to bring the ladies back in to follow up on our discussion. And essentially what we were saying is, does Donald Trump just ride off into the sunset? Because I think what he's tapped into, what's being created, this so-called movement, I think it is a continuation of the Tea Party movement. I think it's a continuation of Republican frustrations at the grassroots level, and it can morph into something greater. But the establishment will have another 4 years to sort of reestablish themselves, Paul Ryan perhaps being their 2020 candidate, Carol.
I think that you may see a third party arise that replaces the Republican Party. That was how the Republican Party was started before, and it may happen again.
You know, Adriana, I think I would love that. As much as we joke about the European political and economic system, the idea that they've got 4 or 5 different political parties, I just feel like the people in our country have such different thinking. I don't know that it can encompass just 2 particular parties, especially parties that are so established in greed and power, and on both sides of the aisle that have forgotten about regular people a long time ago.
You're absolutely right, Charles. I think it is time potentially for another party that's just as strong as the other two, like a strong independent party, because there's a lot of Americans who are caught between these two parties. They're actually disgusted with both of them. And so, unfortunately, the Libertarian Party has not been able to fill that void, or even the Green Party. So I think there could be room, there is a vacuum there for an entirely new party. But I can tell you that if Donald Trump loses, there's going to be millions of Republicans who supported him that are going to leave the party, because people like Paul Ryan and other Democrats didn't support him. They were not loyal. Because what Paul Ryan doesn't understand, and these other establishment politicians, GOP politicians, is this isn't about Donald Trump. It's about millions of Americans, GOP voters, who are fed up with the status quo that isn't working for the average American person. And so when Paul Ryan is basically flipping the bird to those people by not supporting the top of the ticket.
All right, ladies, thank you both very, very much.
You.